Hey guys, MysticEve here at Center of Mystic Arts. Thanks for tuning in again to Tarot with me, MysticEve. There's been a lot going on here at Coma. I am working on a newsletter for all of the patrons and working on that account. I will put the link below to our Patreon. I am really striving hard to make this membership really worthwhile. And I mean, right now we only have 3 members and they're very dear friends. But I am working really hard to try and make it more like, I want to help support this Coma mission, this idea that we can come together as magicians, use our unique abilities of feeling the elements, knowing the planets, all of these esoteric keys to wisdom can be used together. It is very interesting that the sun is sextile with Pluto at the moment and in conjunction with Neptune. Although the moon has some issues. Of course, we have the sun, who the party is for. Right now, partying with Neptune and Pluto is kind of balancing all of those shadowy waters, right? The oneness of the duality. The sun is moving into Aries and is in Aries now. The spring, the equinox. Really and truly the first day of the year, as Chi said it earlier, because having the birth in January doesn't really make any sense. The 1st of January in the depths of winter, feeling that birth of a new year with spring and that Aries fire, that wild, crazy goat. And it's interesting as well that Pluto is in Capricorn, the other goat of the constellations. We have 2 goats. We have a wild goat and a domestic goat of Capricorn. Bless his heart. They are very similar in that they are goats, but very different in their personalities. But the moon has an opposition and 2 squares. And the opposition is with Uranus, which is always difficult for me. My Uranus being Scorpio, and the moon having a problem with what that looks like. And a square with Mars and Pluto. So, the moon is the bathroom mirror at the party. And it can get really hard to see yourself in the bathroom mirror sometimes. It can be really difficult to tell yourself you need to go home and rest and chill out. Recuperate from all the partying. Give yourself a time out, Very much needed break from the party. So with the moon's placements, I think that's what the moon has been telling me lately, especially this full moon in Virgo. We have been doing a lot of magic here at Coma for all of these events, and I have stumbled and fallen deep down into the hole, and I've partied, I mean, if you could call it a party, hard. So, esoterically, I do feel like it's time for me to just take a break, take a breather, just clean the house. The cards domestic harmony have come up during MTVs a lot here, and I feel very much just, you just smile at what everybody says and you just nod, and I definitely learned that I need to start paying attention even in the most minute ways, because for a split second, if you don't pay attention, sometimes for a split second you can break everything. So with that in mind, I am going to pull some cards and see what they have in store. Center, north, south, east, and west. All right. In the center, we have the King of Hearts. He is the ruler of his kingdom, but it's with unconditional love that he rules. Such a very deep feeling of compassion. I'm feeling Neptune with this King of Hearts. The idea that you're cutting your head off. The sword is through his head. It's not about air or about mind or about mundane realities. This is about what you feel in your heart. This is about water, emotions, having your cup be full. The sacred masculine that is balanced. The sun dancing with Pluto and Neptune. Universal oneness. And, Pluto has those secrets, those watery emotional secrets that you hold with your heart. That kind of secret that you give to your best friends. I will keep this a secret. You're not going to tell anybody for anything. So what's in the north, in the ether? What are we thinking about? The Ace of Swords. Air. We're thinking about being masters of our minds. With the esoteric feelings of the chain of events that I have had of like dropping that ball in the middle of the game and losing the game. That feeling of, you're on top of everything and you're so aware everything's going great and you just slip up for a second. You slip and you break something very, very, very dear to you. It's easy to let your mind, the first thing I thought was that mantra of shit. What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Oh, God. My Mars in Cancer just wants to dip and be like, not again. Fuck it. Fuck the whole world. Everything. I'm out. I'm not playing this game anymore. There's too much pressure. There's too much at stake. But no. You can't think like that. You can't. You have to get back up. You have to brush the dirt off. You have to keep on going with more gusto than you had before. That ninja. In the ground in the south, we have the Jack of Diamonds. This is Pluto. I mean, he's the kid with all the toys. And one of the things that I've also been looking into is that this Jack, because we don't have knights or pages in this deck, this Jack is one or the other. So in a reading, I have to really look, okay, is this the kid with the toy box, or is this the knight with all the right weapons? Is this the young man going off into battle, or is this the little boy defending his clubhouse? I mean, they're so similar and they're so parallel to each other. Age, being ageless. This Diamonds is all about the material, being grounded. This is the buried treasure, what's underneath. You know, being childlike with our finances. You know, it's interesting actually, because I've been thinking a lot about communal sharing of wealth and different ideas of sharing wealth and abundance. And Uranus has been talking to me a lot about it. In the podcast, we spoke for like 30 minutes about it. And here it is coming up again. How are we going to manage our material assets? How are we going to reclaim it? And when we reclaim it, how are we going to share it? Because we know that not sharing it is not the right thing to do. Hoarding it for 1% is not what we want. To be a part of a club, house that you trust, that you can leave your precious items in this clubhouse and know that when you need them, they're going to be there. Energetic pools of abundance grounding us. And in the east, where the sun rises and brings on a new day, is 9 of Swords. Now, this 9 of Spades of Swords has also felt and been communicated to me as death, the devil, in that it's very much air, it's very much in the mind, it's the number 9, it's that like, that last number, that death number, or rebirth number, with a weapon. Like, there is no other weapon. A diamond's not a weapon. A heart, for sure, is not a weapon.
A sword.
The wand can be used as a weapon, but the sword is undeniably used as a weapon. With this 9 of Swords, we can, again, echoes of cutting off our heads. I wasn't going to say it, but the cutting of the neck. This has made me also feel the item that I broke was a large tiger's eye Buddha head, and its neck was broken off. Even in a diagonal from this side, from the right side of the ear down to the left. Shedding light on this spread. Shedding light that no matter how long and how sacred an item has been kept safe, one instant of throwing laundry around in the room can break it. One moment with a very sensitive human being, one outburst of losing your temper can break the relationship. This number 9 also speaks of the end of the race. That very end, you see it in the distance. You're either going to trip up or you're going to win. And you know what? If you trip, getting back up and continuing to run always looks better than having a temper tantrum in the middle of the track. So, shedding light is our imperfections, maybe. Our shadows. Shedding light on the dark and the balance between. So in the other side, the west, at the end of the day, we have the Joker. The true fool. The one that plays through life. And sometimes when you fall down, you have to get up and laugh about it. You know, that crazy kid that you see bust his ass on a skateboard and then start laughing hysterically, and you're like, oh shit. That's some serious shit right there. Like, oh God, are you okay, man? The power of that. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Crawling in the bed with the Joker, sextile with Pluto. My sun is in conjunction with Pluto in my birth chart. So it's a lot of focus on him. And I kind of feel like that Joker speaks of Pluto as well, the bad boy. That little Joker that's going to take you for a ride and make you pray to God that you're going to survive the ride. Jesus, please. Let me survive. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It helps out the algorithms, and check out my links below. I now have a new channel called The Map, which was my old podcast that has moved into YouTube, so I really hope you like it. I still have some work to do with it, but thank you so much for your interests, and feel free to write comments below. In love and light. And don't forget the lube. Ciao.